Alright, so on the last video I showed you how to add a widget, and the widget we added was a little survey, which is now here on the top right portion of my page. In this video I want to show you how to add some other widgets, but I want to show you how to take one from somewhere else on the web and embed it directly on your page. The ability to add a widget to your page is really convenient because it allows you to tie in a whole bunch of different resources from all over the web. One of the troubles that we have as we adopt all these new technologies is that students are asked to follow a Twitter stream or a YouTube channel or an Edmodo account. There's all these different places to go, but being able to embed all these different things in one place kind of centralizes everything. So the blog gives you the ability to kind of cut little portions out of your page, so like this box on the top right side, and use it as a window to something else. So I'm going to show you how to make a little window to a Twitter stream. And even though a lot of you probably don't have Twitter accounts, this is very similar to what you would do with any other service. Little details will change and I'd be happy to walk you through it, but let's use Twitter as an example for now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to my Twitter page, and when I'm here, if you're not familiar with this site, that's fine. Just about any service should have some kind of settings area. So here's the settings area for Twitter. And when I go there, one of the options I have is a widget. This is not strange. This is pretty common for most services. So if I go to this widgets panel, it'll ask me, well, what would you like to do? And I'd like to create a new widget. Actually, I already kind of put one together, so why don't I just edit this one? So I can create a new one, or I can edit this current one that I have. And what it does is it builds a widget for me. So it gives me a preview of what it will make for my page, and I can adjust this as I want. So my username is Quingani. That's already set up for me. The height here I can change, so let's make it say 400 high. And whenever you see numbers without units on a website, that usually means pixels or picture elements. That's the little dots that make up your screen. Let's make our theme light. And down in this box where it says domains, this is saying what websites do I want it to be accessible on. So I've already added MP Blogger Workshop as one of our domains. And I will save these changes. And if you look in this bottom right hand area, it says copy and paste the code into the HTML of your site. HTML is the programming language that websites are built in. So it's giving me all the code to embed. So I'm just going to copy this. Now the trouble is knowing where to paste it. So let's go back to our dashboard. This is our layout section again. And we're going to say add another gadget. And when I go to add a gadget, one of the options in this basic list, if I scroll down, is an HTML box. This is just going to be a little box where I can put any HTML code that I'd like. So if I go to add this, I can give it a title. So how about my new widget? And the content is going to be that code I just copied. So if I paste it, you can see a whole bunch of gobbledygook that probably doesn't mean anything to most people, including me, but Twitter says, hey, this will work for you. So I'm going to save this, and you can see I have a new widget on my layout. And actually, let's drag this, say, over to the left side. Why don't we? Oops. And we'll put it over here, if it'll let me. There we go. And we're going to save that arrangement. And now let's go look at the blog and see how it looks any different. Now, when you first go over, remember this tab was already open. So this is not my current page. This is the page that was already loaded. So let's just refresh our page. And on the left side, I should see my new Twitter stream. Now, obviously right now, it has a little bit of trouble with overlapping, but that is easily fixed. So why don't we do that while we're here? I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And the problem is this Twitter stream is too wide for this section here. Now I can do a few things. I could, say, move it to the other side, or maybe move it to the bottom. I could also go to my template and pick a different layout. I can customize this. So let's customize my template. And I have layout options here, So I could pick a new layout for my page entirely. I could also just adjust the widths of what I have already. So right now this left sidebar is 180 pixels wide. That's how many dots of room I have here. And if you look, I get most of the way over until there's the overlap. So I'm going to assume that this box is 200 pixels, and I'm only given enough room for 180. So why don't we make that bigger? Why don't we go to about 210 pixels, and I'll cut a little bit of space out of my interior. We'll make this 900. And if I let it refresh, it looks a little bit better, but I still have some overlap, so why don't we just make this 250 and 850. And now the picture down here looks a little bit too big. So I could fiddle around with this, but honestly, I don't quite like this layout anyway, so I might at this point just go and pick a different style layout. So how about this one? And now if I go back to look at my widths, everything fits pretty nicely. So as with anything, when you go to make changes, things don't fit right away. Things aren't going to work perfectly right away, so you'll have to fiddle, but the end result usually comes out very nice. I'm going to apply these changes to my blog, and if I were to go check it out now, I have a pretty nice page. It did not take me very long to put together. I have a poll on it. I have a section about me, an archive for all of the things that we've done, and then my brand new Twitter stream. So I hope that that helps. I'd be happy to give you a hand putting things on. That was an example about how to add a Twitter stream, but like I said, there are plenty of other options. And if you go to our resources page, some of these links here will take you to them. So I hope that helped you, and feel free to come and get a hold of me if you'd like any help.